everybody. Welcome to the Cologne podcast.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Ryan.
We're two best friends. We're going on a fragrance journey. We're smelling brand new fragrances and giving you uneducated opinions. And I can't emphasize that enough. They're uneducated, guys. Okay? Calm down. We love you.
We've been gone a minute. We're back. I don't even know if this is technically a new season. We needed a break, guys. We need to get some shit done.
It's definitely a new season of life. I don't know that it's a new season of the podcast.
But we come bearing fruits and gifts and information. One, this episode, it's going to be over your boy, Spicebomb, Dark Leather.
Ryan, you and I have both, but you especially, have been so excited about this release. We've probably talked about it 100 times.
100 fucking times. And it's sold out everywhere at the time of this recording that I could find it online to like ship here.
Okay.
It's been sold out. Couldn't be able to find it. Today, Mike was like, hey, bud, I need to get my oil changed. Want to meet me up there? So I met him, and then we ate Nukes, which was great.
Yeah.
Salad and the sandwich.
The club.
Yeah, the Nukes Club. Get it. It's good. And then...
Not a sponsor.
And then we went to... Bleep that out, Todd. And we talked to, and they happen to have a bottle of Dark Leather. They were ready to spray us down with it. We said, hold up, no! Give us a little decant. We want to smell it back at the studio. And they also were willing to give us a decant of...
Oh, yeah, the brand new Sauvage... Is it Eau Forte? Is that what it is?
I think Eau Forte.
The water-based fragrance... Which, by the way, they're not the first to do that. And we have Kajal's Lamar Caviar. We're doing an episode on that. We got a full bottle of that, and we're giving that away to a Patreon as well. If you're a Patreon, listen, you're going to get a bottle of that. Plus, what did we do, Ryan, while we were there?
Mike went ahead and threw down money to pre-buy the new Dior Sauvage. We will be picking it up the 15th.
The day it's released.
The day it's released, and not even for us, for you, the Patreon. You guys that have been here with us through all this thick and thin bullshit that's been going on behind the scenes, you don't even know. We've been putting guns in our mouths.
Yes.
You just don't know, but you saved us. You came through. By the way, thanks for saving us, Bob. You came in right at the right time.
Yeah. We were getting ready to hang up our hats.
Then Bob came in and became a patron, and now you're hearing us. Thank you. Thank you so much. And to the other patrons, we've had some other ones. Mo came in as a Patreon.
That's right. Yeah. And plus all the long-standing, super supportive, been there from day one Patreons. We needed you. You've held fast. And so for that, the day it's released, we're going to go pick it up from, bleep this out, Todd. And then we're going to immediately head on over to one of our favorite shipping stores, package it up, and send it right there. And it's not just the bottle. It comes with like a goodie bag and some decants and some, I don't know, they were telling us everything that's going to come with it.
They said they're going to make it real nice for us.
Yeah. When we walk in, they go, oh, they're back. The fragrance guys.
Sadly, that actually did happen. I can confirm that. And we were both shocked that they remembered us.
Yeah.
Because trust me, it's been a minute. So.
And because, look,
like, you two idiots have a podcast, right?
Yeah. I didn't think our influencer status would come through by any means, but they weren't supposed to give us a decant of the new Dior.
Yeah.
But they did.
They did.
They're like, look, we're not supposed to do that. Even the lady was like, I'm going to talk to the Dior rep, but I don't think it's going to happen. And the guy came over and said, look, we're not supposed to do it, but here, and gave us some. So we'll be able to cut an episode and get that out to go out on the day of release as well.
Dior, if you find out and you have them fired, fuck you.
That's why we're bleeping out names and locations.
But I will say this. I'm going to put the gauntlet down. So Patreon, you guys are getting this one, right?
Uh-huh.
Wait, are we giving this to the Patreon? We give it to main or we give it to both?
Both.
Okay. So they'll get it early then.
Yeah.
Okay. Patreon, you guys got this early. It is going to go to the main podcast, but I'm going to throw this down because we owe it. I do mean this. I want to say this because we do, because they did send us a full bottle and we still have yet to do anything on it. I say before we give the Dior Sauvage Eau Forte, whatever the fuck it's called, the Max Forte version.
Yeah.
I think we go ahead and we will have it recorded and upload either Tuesday or Wednesday of Kajal's Lamar Caviar.
Okay, yeah. And that's going to go out. I also want that to hit the main podcast, though.
No, for sure. We'll have that hit the main podcast. And then also...
You'll hear why on the episode.
Yes. And then also... the 15th, that's when the Dior Sauvage episode will go live, and we will be the winner will be announced on that episode. And that day we will go pick it up and mail it and video proof that shit so you can get off our fucking backs.
Yes. Look, throughout the last 5 minutes, we've done a lot of bleeping, and we may have to do some more bleeping whenever I read this review from Fragrantica, because I'm just be real. It gets toxic online. You guys aren't children, so I'm not going to censor it for you. I mean, who knows? I'll let Todd decide.
Okay.
I'm not trying to get canceled here.
He said it was really unhinged, but I was like, you know what? Read it. Whatever it is, read it. So I don't know.
I'm not even really comfortable reading it, but I'm going to read it. Just know this isn't me saying this.
Oh, God.
This is EDS020 saying this.
Okay.
Posted this month on Fragrantica. No one questioning JPG. He loves.
What the hell?
Fragrantica is a clown for him. This was the review left.
Is that it?
On Dark Letter. That's it. Nothing about the fragrance, just going like, I'm not going to give my money to them because they're. And then he's like, then he brings up Tom Ford and JPG. Like, what the hell is going on?
What is going on, man? Hey, guys, get off the social medias and just go enjoy your life for a minute. God damn.
Dude, was that my grandfather who wrote that?
Jesus.
Dude, my grandfather was not a good man.
Ugh.
And this guy seems like he
is not one either.
He seems just very angry.
It's just weird. Why? How does that even trickle into fragrance? So there you go.
I don't know. I hope we're not as angry about this fragrance as EDS020 is.
Look, if we get that angry, then that lets you know this is a certifiable piece of shit fragrance. If it elicits all those kind of thoughts.
Yeah. Conspiracy. And
good Lord. Okay. Well, without further ado, we need to do our one night stand review. Let's be really quick of Lattafa's Camera.
Hit the music, Todd.
Yeah. One night stand review.
Well, Mike, after staying in bed with that really inexpensive, cheapy of a fragrance that smelled kind of decent, what do you have to say about Lattafa's Camera?
I think for some people out there, it's a buy. I almost think it's a guaranteed buy for the ladies out there or anyone who prefers to smell more on the feminine side. It smells good. It's highly affordable. The experience of the presentation is really nice. It's not a fragrance for me. I will never spray that on. I will never wear that. But for those out there that want that type of fragrance, I think it is a decent buy and one of the safer blind buys you'll ever do.
I let 3 females in my life try the fragrance. Of all 3 of them, they all loved it.
No doubt.
One being my daughter, and she wanted it. And I said, I'll buy you one. I've promised our Patreon I'm going to have to give this away. Mm-hmm. And it has sat on my counter since saying that.
Slowly diminishing in.
And she's like nudging it, going, are you giving this away? Or I was like, I am, and I will buy your own.
I promise I'm giving it away for Christmas next year.
So that's the reason why I'm like, look, I'm going to video proof that we get this shit out. The other stuff we just mentioned, because I have set on my ass with that one. But I will say this. It is going to go out to one of you guys. And I will say it smells really good. It's not for me. I'm with him. It's not for me.
Yeah.
And it's not to say that it's not for a man. I think there's some guys out there can pull it off. It's definitely unisex. For me, it just fits better on a woman. It smells good.
I think and some pros and cons here of us literally wearing it every day for a week, spraying it multiple times.
Yeah.
I think I might actually wear it some if we didn't do that. I think doing that just forced me to make a decision where I was like, oh, it's good. The more I thought about it, the more I was like, I think I've had enough.
Yeah.
I really think I've just enjoyed as much as I'm going to enjoy it. And it needs to just, it needs to bless someone else.
I'm with that. And we'll end there. It's a good one. I'd say it's honestly a buy. It's just not a buy for me, but it is a buy. I will say that. Yeah. It's a buy.
It's a good fragrance. It's a good price.
I'm shocked. Okay. Without further ado, because I have seriously been so honey about smelling this. You guys have no fucking idea. By the way, the bottle in person, it just looks like a normal Spicebomb bottle with one little shitty leather strip around it.
Yeah, not even sure that that's real leather.
Yeah, probably not. But it, whatever, has the texture and feel. Looks cool. Now it's time to see if it smells cool.
And bleep this out, Todd was kind enough to give us 2 samples of it, so I think we're both going to be spritzing her on.
We are. Here we go.
In the air, I'm already getting like Spicebomb Extreme. I'm not getting a lot of leather.
I'm not either.
I'm just getting like a Spicebomb Extreme right now. I'm getting a little leather on the card, so that may show up in a minute.
I'll say this. Out the gate, I'm actually very underwhelmed.
Did you want it to just like punch you in the face like ombre leather does?
Kind of that, but kind of, for me, it almost smells similar to something that I don't like, and I can't remember I don't know if it's a commodity fragrance or that Blue Atlas thing, but there's like this weird, almost kind of herbal thing kind of going on to me. Almost, it's not technically Spicebomb. It's like that with like a little, some like tea kind of note kind of thing going on for me, at least the opening right now.
If I were to name this, I would call this Spicy Suede, because it definitely has more of that like suede vibe than it does that leather.
I can agree with that. I'm not disliking this, but it's not what I was expecting. I was expecting like original Spicebomb, that pepper, and then like some leather nuts underneath it.
I've seen those.
But I'm not getting it. I am more with you on the suede though.
Yeah.
And that's probably what the shit was wrapped around it.
That might have been. Suede satchel. Yeah, it almost has like a Y elixir type vibe to it. Like that similar kind of like powdery sweetness.
Kind of, yeah, a little bit. By the way, we're giving that bottle away too. I've stopped using it. Some of you smart asses in the Patreon were like, I can't wait to get the updates of other 7 mils left and there's 6 mils left.
Yeah, for sure.
That one actually goes harder than we put on in the episode. We grew, at least I did. I grew to love it. It's actually a fucking baller fragrance.
We actually went to a party at different times. Did we talk about this?
You did tell about it. Don't tell it again. You'll bore them.
Oh, no. Oh, this was on the Patreon episode we just did for the Le Labo fragrance. Yeah. Guys, if you're not a Patreon, get on there, bro.
Yeah, because we slurped down on some of that Y elixir. We were licking it up and down.
Well, what do you feel about dark leather, man? I don't feel dark.
I don't feel it. It's actually very underwhelming. Not very obnoxious, kind of like the other Spicebomb and Spicebomb Extreme are kind of like really punchy, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not really getting that. I'm not getting that at all.
Yeah, the Spicebomb Extreme, that was like maybe initial burst out of it, and now I don't really get that. I do get the sweet, what you're used to with the traditional Spicebomb EDT. I kind of get some of that in there. I get a little bit of that kind of suede thing I was telling you about. I'm not getting any sort of real leather.
I do have to say I am coming around, especially on the hand. The hand does smell good, but it does not smell anything like the name to me. Nothing about the name lines up with what I'm smelling, but what I am smelling right now, after that initial, I don't really like the opening. It's kind of likable.
Yeah, first of all, don't hear me say all that and think that I'm saying it smells bad. It does smell good. I think this is probably the most designer-ish type thing I've kind of smelled from the Spicebomb line.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's kind of weird, man. I didn't care for Night Vision. I
kind of liked it.
The first red one was okay. The second one was actually better, but it's still, I didn't ever have an urge to get it. I can still get the urge for original Spicebomb Extreme.
Extreme has to be my favorite because it adds something. There's a little sizzle on top that just makes it, so good.
I'm seriously about to say this. I almost feel like this should not have been marketed to men.
Oh, interesting thought.
I'm almost thinking it should not have. They could have wrapped this up in whatever,
It could have been like Flower Bomb dark leather.
Yeah, it could have been flower suede or something, but
Yeah, I do feel like with masculine fragrances, you have more room to get real dark. And so when you call something dark leather,
right?
I'm expecting Tuscan leather.
Either that or like, which again, our patrons brought this up. Who was showing it off? One of our patrons was showing off their full, big, giant, juicy bottle of Fetish by Rose Dove.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that one, it's out there. Like, it's like unapologetic. And I know this is designer. It's not supposed to be that way. But look, they took big leaps with the original Spicebomb. I don't really when I think about that one, I've worn that more than any niche thing.
Yeah.
The same thing with Spicebomb Extreme. They really took a good chance with that. This feels funny. The name is more extreme, but the fragrance is more pulled back.
Yeah, the fragrance is safer than the name.
Right? It's so weird. What the fuck were they thinking over there?
You have to talk about this because you were so excited. Look, I was excited, but you were so excited about this fragrance.
It does not line up with what I thought it was going to be. I don't think it's a bad fragrance. It doesn't smell bad, but it's just like it not having balls to it is really disappointing.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you,
you love balls.
Dude, fucking love them. And so whenever I get a fragrance, I want them to have a big sack on them.
Sure.
And the original Spicebomb, I mean, you hold that thing. It's massive.
Yeah, it feels like a set.
Yeah, exactly. And it's got some girth to the fucking, like, the smell spear of whatever it is.
Yeah.
This does not have that. I'm shocked. I'm really let down by this. I really am let down. Price and trend. Well, no longer are the days of price and trend. If you were a Patreon, you would have heard that hilarious episode where I talk shit about YouTubers and they need the notes to get through their episodes.
Yeah,
and
they're just relying on Fragrantica. And then we go into a section where we rely on Fragrantica.
Yeah. And Fragrantica said, you know what? We don't really need this trend thing. I wonder if, big conspiracy theorists here right quick.
Oh boy, I'm ready.
What if the fragrance company, could have been Estee fucking Lauder? What if they were like, hey, we're tired of you showing how people don't give a shit about these fragrances. And they're like, pull this fucking chart down.
Yeah, I can see what you're talking about with that. I don't think that's the case, but I could, the theory treks.
Hey, look, if we're going to read that fucking review in the beginning of this episode, I'm going to have a little leeway with some of this little conspiracy theory over here.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. So price, I will say this. In a world where the economy seems to constantly want to take a dump on everybody and every fragrance company wants to make some money, I will say for 3 full ounces, you can get this for $140. I do feel like that's somewhat fair. It's a little overpriced, but it's not like, as much as I even love that Wild Elixir, me to go 2 ounces for almost $200, get fucked.
Yeah. I mean, the new Dior that we just got was $200
for 2 ounces.
I don't know what the size was.
Oh,
I need to check the receipt. Guys, this podcast is balling so hard. We don't even look when we swipe our card. Actually, I legit checked the receipt like 9 times. I was like, oh God, Ron, is this going to clear?
He was like, oh, actually, they don't bill it until the 15th. So we're like, sweet, you have another week to make some. So there's the price trend. I would imagine right now it's probably trending up. It's still fresh. It's still new.
It's brand new. Yeah.
But I don't see this trending long. Do you?
If I'm basing it on the hype and excitement versus what the actual product is, I don't see this one as something that people are just going to go, you've got to get this. You've got to buy this. I don't even see it as one of those ones where, remember that one Paco Rabanne 1 million, oh God, what was it was in the brown bottle that had like this weird like obsession for a short time. Like so many people, it was like Privé or something like that.
I think it's Privé, yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
And then like it went crazy and then people are like, oh God, it's being discontinued. And then everybody bought it.
Yeah.
I don't see this doing that at some point.
Yeah, same with like, oh God, La Nuit de l'Homme Blue Electrique. Remember everybody shit their pants for that?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's like they discontinued it.
And sometimes people still talk about that one. I really don't see this as that. I think they kind of pulled some punches on this. And look, It sounds so dumb. I feel like the guy who's like got a beer gut and he's balding, which is like pretty much who I am right now. Just sitting on the couch going like, boy, they made a terrible call. Those coaches, like looking at pro football teams. Like, man, fucking idiots.
Fucking, what do they call it? A couch.
Armchair quarterback.
Armchair quarterback.
Yeah, so I already know like how much of an idiot I sound like judging them. Like going like, yeah, these morons, dark leather, but give me the creative direction. I'll tell you what to do. But I feel like this is such a safe move. The potential in the idea of it was so great and so exciting to then get this. I am pretty disappointed.
Look, we're just giving you our initial thoughts. This may change in the next episode when we give a one night stand review. Any of you have experience with this. You've gone to a store, sprayed something, like, oh, it smells like shit. Then later on, it might have turned into something.
Then you fall in love with it.
Yeah. Right now, out the gate.
Kind of like this podcast. Like at first you're like, oh God, this is so shitty. Yeah. But then, 100 episodes later, you're like, you know what?
Not too bad.
Yeah. I actually like it.
God, it's very underwhelming, but I will say my skin is starting to get a little skanky in a good way.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm picking up a little bit of that leatheriness.
So if it does something in the next hour, I might come back really honey, but I will always tell you this, just kind of like I'm not in love with like the opening of like red tobacco, and Mike definitely hates the opening of that. But I'll tell you, that fragrance turns into something that is fucking amazing and people love it. Maybe this does the same thing. I don't know. So we'll see. So until then, Mike, are you going to skip it,
sample it,
or buy it?
What are you going to do, Ryan?
As it sits right now, this is a pretty easy skip. Right? At least for me, I feel like this is an easy skip. I was really hyped up for this. I was like Tonka 25 Mike hopped up, I don't know if you ever heard that. Yeah, I don't know if you ever heard that episode, but Mike was really behind the scenes, was really hyped for it. Then when he smelled it, he was like, God, this smells like a fucking urinal cake drenched in piss.
Oh, you know what? But you didn't cut ham on this episode like I did on that one. I did not. Because on that episode, I got the decant of it and I was so excited about it, but we weren't able to smell it for a while. So we were just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. So that anticipation just built and built and built and built. And I was just waiting for that sweet release. And then it was tragic. And I feel like that's what this is, though. We've been talking about this for a long time.
It is, but the difference is with that one versus this is that one had balls to it, and so it's like you can either love it or hate it. You hated it. This is so subdued that it really just took the wind from beneath my wings out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm just like,
And you just slowly glided into the arms of another fragrance.
Hell, it may be the fucking new Dior. Who fucking knows? I don't know. Might be. I already love Kajal Lamar. Who knows what the fucking Caviar version is going to be like?
Yes. I'm excited. Man. I'm excited to smell that one.
I'm disappointed. It's an easy skip for me. I'm kind of pissed off about it, actually.
Yeah, okay. That's what I'm waiting for, Ryan. I'm waiting for the piss and vinegar to come through.
God, piss and vinegar would be much better than this right now. It'd be something. This is not standing out at all. It's so safe. I'm actually shocked. This may be the safest release they've ever made.
Yeah, I haven't smelled anything by them that isn't within the Spicebomb line. Well, I've smelled Flower Bomb, but that's still kind of the same thing. I should
reword that. This is the safest thing within the Spicebomb line.
For sure.
It's not even fucking close. Yeah. And that's why I'm like, the fuck?
That infrared EDP was actually really good.
Actually really good. Really good. But I still didn't go out and buy it. I should have, but I haven't. But this one right now, unless it does some really crazy, which I have bear witness with Y Elixir. I may stand corrected, but I highly doubt on this one. I just think this is garbage.
Yeah, it's garbage because it didn't do anything spectacular. It's not a garbage fragrance. It's just a very safe fragrance.
If we didn't have this podcast, I'm cutting you off. If we didn't have this podcast and me and you went in and we smelled this and we're like, oh, this thing's called Spicebomb Dark Leather. Dude, we're thinking whips and chains, nipple clamps, some wild shit. We're thinking there. You're there. Dark leather?
Yeah, that's exactly where my mind went.
Dude, freaking latex bodysuits and shit. And then we would the person would have sprayed this and we'd have been like, yeah, it's okay.
This is not erotic whatsoever.
We would have been just as pissed, just like we were with fucking Home Dudes. What was it? Aaron Terrence Hughes Slut.
The fragrance didn't communicate what the name was communicating.
And this is even further than that. This is way off base.
But people said that his original one was reformulated to be less skanky.
Right.
And I've even seen where people have screenshotted and posted where Aaron Terrence Hughes is doing a US release and he's considering changing the names because,
you think Americans wouldn't like buying something called Slut?
Well, I think there's actually one called Cunt as well.
I think he shouldn't change it. I think he should just fucking live free.
Yeah, that's the thing about, you probably wouldn't know it listening to this podcast, but the U.S. cussing isn't as like flowery and beautiful and eloquently, it's something about a different accent. I've listened to comedians talk about it, how they, they're just able to sprinkle in these, profanities to where it just flows and it doesn't feel awkward at all.
We should have been British.
Yeah. I know it.
Okay. You never told us. It's a skip for me. What is it for you?
Yeah, it's a skip for me too. Just because, if you're going to buy something in the Spicebomb line, for me, if I had the money right now and we drove back to, I would either buy, and I had to buy something from Victor and Rom. I would either buy Spicebomb Extreme or the Infrared EDP.
Mine would either be original Spicebomb or Spicebomb Extreme. Those are my two.
Okay.
But I do think the Spicebomb Infrared EDP is actually really good.
Yeah.
If I just had to buy some though, I love those two a little bit better. But okay, so that's today's episode. I want to just get through this because I want to get the cobwebs knocked off this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Since we've been gone, we've had people become celebrities for spitting on things.
Yes, we have.
Olympics have happened. Sha'Carri Richardson, I believe a Dallas native. She came in silver in the 100. They made them run in the fucking rain. I don't feel like that was fair. I don't know. Anyway.
Well, wait, did they all run in the rain?
Yes. I
know it was fair.
I knew you would say that. Yes. I don't know how I feel about it, but congratulations. Did you know the person that beat her from St. Lucia, they had never won a medal. And not only was that their first medal, it was gold.
Wow, that's the way to do it.
That's a great story. So, yeah, lots fucking happened. We're back, and here's my promise. Patrons, you're getting this episode probably tomorrow. The main people, you're getting this Monday. Hello, Monday. We're here. Tuesday, I think it should be, Tuesday or Wednesday needs to be Lamar Caviar.
Yeah.
And we're going to give that away that day, too. I'm going to fucking video it. Somebody's going to get it in the Patreon. You're going to get it. And same with Dior Sauvage, going to go out the 15th. We're going to pick it up. It's going to go to you guys, and we're going to show you.
And I have to say this, and this is going to be sappy and sentimental, but, it's just who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you guys so much for just loving on us and being so great. It matters more than you think. It really does. Life is so difficult, and it's hard to find good people. And when you find somebody good, you want to hold on to them just because they're so rare and so valuable. That's what you guys are to us. You guys are extremely valuable. We love you very much. And you mean more to us than you think you do.
Absolutely. We love you. And until next time, spray it up, y'all.